vampires flew into the room like a flock of giant birds. Gertie's superhuman reflexes kicked into gear as she spun around, fists swinging. Hector drew his sword and decapitated one of the intruders. Jeno clutched the crowbar and drove it like a wooden stake through the heart of another. Gertie had no weapon but herself, and Klaus was even worse off because he had no weapon and no extra human strength. From the corner of her eye, she saw him being pinned against the wall. Euripides stretched open his mouth, fangs protracted. "No!" Gertie screamed. Mama and Nikita also screamed as Baba charged Euripides, like he was any match against a vampire. Euripides tossed him across the room like a rag doll. Gertie shoved the one fighting her and scrambled to Klaus's aid, but the other vampire grabbed her by the ankles and pulled her away. Hector decapitated the one holding her and set her free just as another leapt onto Hector's back and stabbed his fangs into Hector's neck. Gertie pulled the attacker off Hector and hissed as she fought with him. They threw one another against the wall, the ceiling, the floor. Then Jeno had her attacker by the throat and pinned against the wall. He drove the bloody crowbar through the vampire's chest before turning to Gertie. "Klaus!" she cried. Only 2 vampires remained. Euripides had completely drained Klaus and was holding him like a lover. The other vampire, a female, crouched before them, guarding her clan leader from Hector and Baba, who charged them repeatedly. Mama lunged forward. "Don't you dare take another one of my children!" She stood trembling before Euripides and his guard. "Take me instead." "Mama, no!" Nikita cried. Eyes dark and fierce, Euripides stretched open his mouth, his fangs at the ready. But as he went to bite Mama, Gertie flew in between the two and took the bite in her arm. Although Gertie couldn't destroy Euripides, her stunt was enough of a distraction for Jeno to move in past the guard, grab the languid Klaus, and flee the basement. Hector, who'd been infected with the virus, flew up and swung his blade toward the guard, but she ducked and followed Euripides up the basement stairs. They went after Jeno and Klaus, as Jeno knew they would. Hector and Gertie followed, leaving the rest of the Angelus family behind. Gertie felt the sting of dawn coming as she and Hector found Jeno in the air above Athens, shouting at Euripides. "I'm on your side, you idiot," Jeno yelled. "My enemy was my father, not you. I was going to come back to fight with you and with Lord Hades. And I loved my father, but he was wrong." Jeno's thoughts continued. Gertie's stomach tied into a knot. "I will never trust you," Euripides hollered back. "I'll never believe another word you say." "You need our help," Jeno shouted. "So few of us remain." "We plan to remedy that tonight," Euripides said. "Now, hand over what's mine." Gertie sensed he meant Klaus. "Klaus will never be yours," Gertie screamed. "Read my mind. Jeno speaks the truth. We always intended to help free the vampires." "Why should I trust a girl who can't even decide which boy she loves?" Euripides sneered. "You and Jeno are better to me dead than alive. Next time I will kill you myself." Hector, who hovered beside her, turned beet red. "Don't talk to her like that." "Dawn's breaking," Euripides said. "So you can have the boy for now, but he's mine, and I will be calling for him." He pointed to Hector. "And you better watch your back. I'm coming for you next." The first rays of the sun broke through and stung. Gertie resisted crying out as Euripides and his guard vanished, and she followed the others back to the Angelus's basement. It took a moment to recover from the stinging burn of her flesh as she sat on the floor between Hector and Jeno, with Klaus barely conscious.